What's up, beautiful souls? Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. I was sitting here thinking, what sucks more in life than getting scammed, right? A lot of you guys probably never gotten scammed, but I actually have gotten scammed once, and I lost a good amount of money. It kind of sucked, not gonna lie to you guys. But I found this subreddit, r/scams here, that YouTube actually recommended me make a video on because they said that you guys would be interested in it. So let's see if you guys are. And I myself, I actually do like religiously watch those like scammer payback videos. I love those videos on YouTube. So I thought, why not explore some of the best scams that Reddit has for us to tell. So on r/scams here, it says, welcome to r/scams. This is an educational subreddit focused on scams. It is our hope to be a wealth of knowledge for people to educate themselves, find support, and discover ways to help a friend, and so forth. And that's great. I love that. We're going to do top post of the month because I have never been on this subreddit, so I'm excited to explore this. I hope anyone out there, all of you guys listening, never get scammed. And if you are a scammer watching this video, you guys are the worst. It's like you guys and incels. Not just playing. And some incels are chill. Incels. They hate me, so that's why I'm saying that. All right, anyway, so let's explore this. This first one, the top one of the month here, says, fake health emergency inspectors, quote unquote, demanding entry to my home. Okay, that's scary. When it's a scam that's in person, that is horrifying. Today, 2 men came to my house claiming to be health inspectors and demanded access due to a health emergency in the area. Yeah, hell to the no. They could rob you. There's so many things that could happen. They knocked on the door so hard, I thought they were going to break it. Yeah, I've seen too many movies to fall for this one. They asked for me and by my maiden name, same name on my deed, but not my legal name anymore. I told them to leave. They came back again and demanded access again. I was on my phone with the police and told them to leave again. Just to clarify, I didn't open the door. I spoke to them through a high window. Thank God, because you really never know what those guys... I mean, it could have been more than just a scam, dude. It could have been really bad. File a report with the police if you haven't already, then write a couple of lines to the local newspaper, radio station. They might run a short piece on the matter to warn people about these guys. Yeah, that is pretty important. You got to warn your area. It's beyond crazy what burglars and assorted home invaders are dreaming up to these days to gain access. Yeah, you guys got to be careful out there. Everyone out there, especially, people who are more gullible and prone to it. Like I tell my parents all the time to be careful. This app, oh wait, hold up. That's an ad, sorry. All right, next one here. I thought I was super informed about scams. I just very, very nearly got scammed out of $20,000 and I am traumatized. Yeah, I've gotten scammed out of a good amount of money, but $20,000 is crazy. All right, so I, 32 female, USA, consume lots of scam content. Podcasts, articles, Jim Browning, YouTube videos. Oh, I love that. Hell yeah, I do the same. I assumed because I am so informed, I was immune to scams. I was very wrong. Literally me. I thought I wasn't ever going to get scammed. I got, guys. I got. I am currently 3 weeks postpartum with a wonderful newborn baby boy. As a result, congrats. I am currently living home alone with the baby every day, all day, every day, and I am extremely sleep deprived. For context, I currently only get like 3 to 4 hours of sleep per night. Damn, that sucks. As such, I was in a very vulnerable state for scams, though, of course, I did not realize this. So yesterday, I got a phone call claiming to be one of the county sheriff's office spoofing the caller ID. Wow, that's scary. I recently had a real and kind of scary interaction with my county sheriff's office related to a car accident my husband was in. And this call started very similarly to that phone call and came from the same number. So I inherently trusted it. Dang, dude, it's crazy what these scammers, like the level that they'll go to get somebody. It's so messed up. And they have no remorse, almost a little bit of psychopathy that they have in their brains. The officer informed me that I had missed a court summons and thus was in contempt of court and a warrant was out for my arrest. They knew my address, phone number, and email, as well as my contact info for my family members, so I believed it was real. They also were clearly using some kind of voice changer as they sounded like the police officers in my city. I'm in the southern of the U.S., so with fairly real sounding southern accents. Dang, wow, this is an advanced one. I was told that I could get resolved of this quickly by simply showing up to the county court and filing out some paperwork. They gave me lots of information about what exactly I was charged on, the time, my options for clearing it, etc. And in this moment, it seemed legit enough for me to trust it. This was so very stressful, but Just filling out some paperwork seemed pretty minor and to avoid being arrested. So I agreed to get in the car and go to the courthouse to get this resolved. Okay, so far so good. However, once I was in the car, they then told me I needed to take out cash to pay my bond. Yeah, okay, that's where it gets sketchy because I feel like a police officer would not ask you to do that to the amount of $20,000, which I would then need to deposit at the federal bond deposit box in order for my arrest warrant to be dismissed. What? This should have been a big red flag, of course, but at this point, they had already convinced me that I had to resolve this today or I'd get arrested. Given I have a newborn, the thought of being arrested and being away from him is absolutely terrifying. That is just so disgusting. Like, imagine targeting a pregnant, or post-pregnant lady. Or postpartum, I mean. So I was willing to do whatever possible to avoid that. Dude, that's crazy that you just took out $20K like that. They also told me that I was under a gag order, and if I spoke to anyone about it, I was doing, the terms of warrant dismissal would be violated. What? Is that against freedom of speech? Right. Right when I got to the initial call, I texted my family telling them that I was on the phone with the police before they told me about the gag order. So when my family then called and texted me back and I didn't respond for over an hour, my family totally started freaking out. So while my family is constantly calling me to see if I'm okay and under the clear instruction of the quote unquote police, I'm ignoring them. I stayed under the line with the scammer and drove to the bank to take out cash. Wow. Okay. The scammer checked in on me every 3 minutes, demanding me to know my location and told me if I hung up the phone, I would be arrested because the police were tracking my location. Bro, okay, this is starting to get really preposterous. Like, I hate this. The first two banks I went to understandably refused to give me $20,000 cash as the situation looked way too suspicious. Young, disheveled mom with a newborn in tow, trying to empty every single one of her bank accounts for cash is highly suspect. And, shout out to the banks because thank God. Pretty sure one of the kind bank tellers thought my life was in danger when I started crying in front of her begging for cash, and she nearly called the police. The scammer kept telling me that I was going to be arrested if I couldn't get the money. Yeah, see that right there, that part, and I know she's not thinking because she's stressed out, she has a kid and stuff. Personally, this would raise my flag because anyone that desperate for you to get it right then and there, it screams scammer. So in tears and in a total panic, I drove to a third bank branch, which somehow did in fact let me take out the $20K in cash. Once I told the scammer I had the cash, he directed me to a nearby gas station to deposit the cash and receive my bond receipt. It was at this point, after 2.5 hours on the phone with the scammer, that I realized it was a scam, as the instruction he sent me for how to deposit the money were actually for how to buy Bitcoin. Bruh, come on. Upon realizing it was a scam, I immediately texted my family that I was okay, and I hung up on the phone on the scammer, who then proceeded to call me back maybe like 30, 40 times in the next hour. At this point, I was relieved that I hadn't lost the money and wasn't under arrest, but I was terrified for my safety as the guy knew exactly which bank I was at and that I had $20K cash at. Dude, that is scary. Turns out my husband had been tracking my location and was able to try to find me, and he was convinced I was being held at gunpoint or that our baby had been kidnapped. I therefore got into my husband's car with the baby, and we drove around for a bit in a panic until we felt more confident that the scammers probably weren't actually tracking our locations. I am still feeling very traumatized about the whole experience. I spent 2+ hours driving around my city, visiting different banks with my newborn in tow, while a police officer, quote unquote, was telling me that I was going to be arrested if I didn't take out cash, deposit my bond, and go to the courthouse ASAP. I sobbed and sobbed on the phone with the scammer about it, how I could be arrested because I have a newborn, but he did not exactly show much sympathy. See, that's the fucked up thing, dude. These scammers are the worst. And, one day, if this video does well and we do another one, I'll tell you guys my scammer story in the next video. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like, and it'll notify that you guys enjoyed this, and I'll do more. I am so very grateful I didn't lose the money. Bitcoin deposits is a big enough red flag that even in my weakened mental state, I picked up on that. But I not only traumatized myself, but my family, who were concerned I was in grave danger. I'm sharing my story here because I truly never thought that this could happen to me. Literally, dude, I never thought it would happen to me, and it happened. You may think I'm silly for falling for this. I think so too. No, you know what? No, because once you get got, you realize, like, it could happen to anyone. There's so many factors that could be at play, you know, like she was postpartum, all that stuff. But it just felt so real in the moment. And my sleep deprived, very stressed hormonal postpartum ignored all the red flags until the biggest one. And yes, I am very fortunate that I didn't lose any money, but the terror I felt this whole experience thinking about how I was about to be arrested with my baby will definitely take me some time to work through. Not to mention that my family, who were all angry at me for terrifying them as well. The moment you said you need to pay is the sign it's a scam. I heard also that scammers tell you to hurry and try to rush. Yeah. I feel like an idiot for getting got because they also did that to me and I didn't like pick up on that. I'm such an idiot. Anyways, this next one, beware of restaurant scams that bypass CC verification. Oh, okay. Interesting. I recently fell prey to this new kind of scam in an airport restaurant overseas. Wow, okay. A sit-down restaurant that only accepts orders through their website. I enter the order, get credit card notification on my phone, allow the payment. A minute later, receive notification. Your card ending in blank, blank, blank was declined at blank restaurant because of the card expiration date or the CVC code was entered incorrectly. The message did actually come from my bank, but was obviously triggered by the merchant. I pay by different means, eat, leave for my flight. After reviewing my credit card statement at home, it turns out that my credit card did get charged and I paid for the same meal twice. Dude, that's so scummy that a business is doing this type of scam. I hate seeing that. I saw this video once of like a gas station having one of those like credit card stealing your information type things. And I just hate that, man. Like you're shelling your business as a scam. Anyways, when attempting to initiate a chargeback at Capital One, I was informed that I cannot because I proved my CC information to the merchant. This made no sense to me, but Capital One will not reverse the charge. Man, that's messed up. I've always had good experiences with my Capital One. That's interesting. Turns out that there were two charges from the merchant. The first one that I authorized was the charge that went through and is on my own statement. Following that, the merchant initiated a second charge that they themselves declined, triggering the decline notification in my cell. Because the second charge was only initiated to fool me, it did not take money from my account. Capital One will not allow a chargeback of the first situation or first charge because I authorized it. Wow. Okay, I see. To Capital One, these are two separate, completely separate transactions. Dude, what a fucked up restaurant. The restaurant does not have a phone number listed on Google, and the phone number registered with Capital One is a generic airport number. Red flag, if your CC is accepted to the point that your bank is sending you a verification text, then your info has been entered correctly. Any further information or message saying that the date or CVC is incorrect is a scam attempt. That's good for me to know, because I did not know that. I could easily have got just like this. Lesson, do not assume credit cards are safe for consumers to use. Yeah. I wouldn't take the answer from the CC company. Call them back and tell them you aren't paying for it. And if they don't give you your money back, you'll file a complaint and close out your account. I've already gotten my money back when someone did this something shady with my credit card. Yeah, dude, hell yeah. Because credit card companies should allow you to, help with fraud in situations like this. That's crazy. Oh, this next one is involving Tinder. All right. Fun. The $75 Tinder scam. Ask for more than $75. That's pleb money, okay? The $75 Tinder scam. Go for more, you tryhards. Match with this cute girl visiting Alaska, quote unquote. Attractive, but not out of my league type. Believable. We started chatting, all normal, and she says she's bored. I hit her with, same, want to be bored together? And she's like, yeah, come hang out. I offered for her to come over, but she says that she'd rather meet at the place she's saying, understandably in this situation. Yeah, I mean, I also get that. She sends an address, a live snap of her, and even asked me to send one back to make sure I'm real, which is hilarious in hindsight, okay? Everything seems legit, so I grabbed an Uber and headed over to her. Before I left, she said that she wanted to grab some marijuana, some ganj. When I get there, she said she's at the plug grabbing the ganj, which already threw me off because ganja is legal here. And who still has a plug for that? And then she goes, oh no, I forgot my purse. Can you Apple Pay him $75? Oh, brother, that is a downright scam. This one wouldn't get me. The last one totally would get me. I'm just being honest. This one would not get me. I say no, and then she sends me a photo of two $100 bills saying she can pay me back. Like that's going to convince me. Bro, if you have $200 bills, why wouldn't you just give that to the guy? What? I tell her I'll be happy to send him Apple Pay when you get back. I just need to meet you first. She keeps saying can't come back empty-handed, and her phone's dying. Like I'm gonna panic send some of her money to a random Tinder plug. I sat outside this apartment complex for like 20 minutes before calling an Uber home. Don't fret, I bought myself drinks, and she was still trying to make it happen. Whole thing took about 2 hours. More of the story, $35 for a spectacular story, aka Uber, an experience that all came from a $75 ask. Like, damn, at least go for $200. You worked way too hard for just $75. 10 out of 10 respect the hustle, though. So much work for just an Uber to make $35. This happened to my friend. Oh, wow. Wait, did he get got? He chats with girls for like 2 weeks. She lived like an hour and a half away. She's going to come see him and then runs out of gas, quote unquote, and asks him to send $50. He's like, damn, you really talked to me for 2 weeks and try to get $50 for me? She said something like, yeah, well, if you would have came here, my boys would have robbed you. What? That's terrifying. Oh my gosh. So like giving him $50, you would have gotten robbed. Wow. I would have continued the conversation and asked what her success rate is and how much she and her boys pull from robbing people. Why? Outside of curiosity, it builds evidence against them on their phones. When you get pulled as a witness and get asked why you didn't report it, you just say if she was willing to admit it openly and already had your address, since you gave it with the invite to come over. There is nothing stopping them from coming over and robbing you anyways. Dude, that's true. Yeah, and the girl is probably a catfish. That's crazy. It's scary how many evil people there are out there. Like just genuinely doing evil things. Let's read this next one. I'm a home baker with a small cookie decorating business. Is this guy trying to scam me? All right, let's judge. So I got a conversation here. Hello, this is blank. How are you doing today? Are you available for dessert catering order, or are you the owner? Hey there, are you looking for sugar cookies for an event? How are you, and how's your day going? I hope that you had a very wonderful night. My wife's birthday party is coming up on the 21st of November. Dude, this guy's texting's already sketchy. November, double Novembers. That must be a new month. You guys, when's your birthday? The first of November. And I want to arrange an order of some desserts for the guests. She's going to be 65, and I want it to be a really amazing one for her. 160 guests. Jesus Christ. So is there any way you can handle that for me? Sounds amazing. I would love to help you with that. I do custom cookie orders, so I could do 160 of them for her special day. Do you have a theme for the party? If you'd like to look at some of my previous work I've done, you can check my Instagram and censor Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Actually, I have a few things in mind, but I am still open to suggestions because I have never done anything like this before. And I want to make it memorable. So I have, and then all these desserts. If you could just let me know, or whatever you can come up with as it's stated from above, I'm open to suggestions. That's a fantastic list. I actually only do custom decorated sugar cookies, so that would be the only service I could provide. But here's some pictures of recent sets I've done. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, those are so cool. Dude, she is so talented. I was completely thinking of something else when she said custom sugar cookies. This is awesome. I could also do something like this for the cookies. Dude, what form of talent? Like, what? Where is she? Can I order some cookies? That looks awesome. Oh, this works for me. Can you handle 35 dozens of decorated sugar cookies for me? And do you accept credit card? That's crazy. 35 dozens as in 420 cookies? Yes, that's correct. Sounds great. The current rate for my cookies is $3.50 each. Your total would end up being $14.70. Dude, this guy must be loaded. If this is a real guy, I mean, could be a scammer. But $14.70 is wild for some cookies. I mean, rich people, man. And you need to pay at least 50% deposit up front, which is totally valid. Because imagine if you made all those cookies, which of course would be credited towards the final price of the cookies. I can deliver the cookies the week of the event. If you are located in the Richmond area, does that work for you? That's a great price for me. And yes, Richmond area works for me. Let me know what credit card merchant you're set up with to accept and process card transactions. What? Why would you ask for the merchant? And also you could just be like, Apple Pay. Anyways, sounds great. Should I, I should mention my cookies are fairly large, 2 to 4 inches each. So I normally recommend 1 to 2 cookies per guest. In that case, that would be like 13 to 26 dozens. I can do the 35 dozens if you like, but you might have a lot of leftovers with 160 guests. Although I do offer bunny bites, which are also bite-sized cookies. Blah, blah, blah. Those are $8 a dozen. So if you want, I could make you some of the larger cookies and then some of the bunny bites. Oh, that's sweet that she's like, looking at it all like that. You can see an example, blah, blah, blah. And to answer your question about me, I mainly accept payments through Zelle. Hell yeah. That's a great form of payment to accept. And if you don't have that, I could stop by and pick up a check or cash. Hey there, how are you? I want the bunny bites and the cookies, and I want them all by the dozen. This is going to be a pickup order I've stated above. See, there's a lot of flags in the way that they're texting too. Doesn't look like a normal text. However, I'm sorry, I only have my credit cards to make payment at this time. That sounds sketchy. Can you look into Clover or Toast or Lightspeed or Converge or even a merchant with your bank? Zelle is a merchant, no? That just sounds like this guy knows how to like hack these or something. They're all virtual wallets that can accept and process card transactions through, and I promise to reimburse you for whatever charges you may incur. See, that's weird. Because even if you did card, you can pay through Apple Pay, no? Or something? I don't know. If you have that much money for cookies, you have $1,000 worth for getting cookies, you're going to have that in cash or in your account. I understand. Let me see if I can get one of those things set up this evening. Oh, wow. Okay. Your total will come out to be $960. Also, I'm thinking of offering a referral bonus. How did you find my business? Oh, no, your contact information came UK in my search on Google business page for a good baker. And yes, please look into Clover. It's one of the better ones for your business, and I promise to reimburse you for whatever charges you may incur. This is weird. Oh no, your contact. And then they say I have a budget of $2,450 for this order, so I'm ready. I'm leaning towards this being a scam, but I'm not 100%. But I think it is a scam. It just sounds, I don't know. It's the way that they're texting that's raising red flags. iMessage, that's a green flag, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Context, I started my business at the beginning of this year, and I only recently made a Google business profile only about a month ago. This guy, but name and full number reacted just in case he turns out to be a real guy, and he found me on Google and wants dessert for an upcoming event. This is odd because I have virtually no information on my Google business profile page. No pictures, no reviews or anything. He has a Kansas City area code, but I live in Virginia. Ooh, that's already sketch. At first it seemed fine, but I became suspicious when he started insisting that he pay with credit card and recommended that like 5 different payment methods, most of which I've never heard of. The reason I'm skeptical is because how would him paying me turn out to be a scam? I've heard of plenty of scams where you have to pay the deposit for something, but I've never seen a scam where they offer to pay you. Anyways, I'd love to any thoughts and advice on this, how to handle this situation. He is more concerned with the payment method than the actual product. Yes, it's a scam. There are several scams involving them paying you. This is probably a variation of it. Advance fee or fake check scams. Huh. Yes, fake check scams. That's how I got. Dude, again, if you guys like this video, make sure you... Actually, matter of fact, I'll just talk to you guys right now. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys want me to do another scam one, I mean, these were insane. I can't even imagine. These are so elaborate, and it gets harder and harder by the day, especially now with AI and technology too. Scams are just getting way more advanced, and it sucks. I hate scammers. If you guys want to hear my story, make sure you guys hit the like. Let me know in the comment section down below. And if this does a decent amount of views, even if it gets like 1,000 views, I'll go ahead and do another one of these in a couple weeks where we explore more scams. And at the end of it, I'll tell you guys my scam story. Anyways, I hope you guys had a great time listening in on this Reddit read. I know I sure did. I love reading about scams. This shit is crazy. Hope none of you guys ever get scammed. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great one as well. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.